expanded his game in a big way. Really does a great job in the run game now, using his length, using his leverage to hold the point of attack and make plays as we just saw there.
Again, it's Lacy. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, there's no doubt the defense has to be excited after stacking up back-to-back running plays. I still remember my old coaches saying, after you've had some success, you better be careful. They might have an answer for you. So make sure you watch your keys, play your techniques, and don't get overconfident.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. And for this offensive unit, Eddie Lacy, sometimes he even has the Auburn fans saying roll tide.
Now that's big right there, because for them to say that, wow, that tells you how good a talent he really is. When he gets rumbling, the field tilts in his favor.
Maybe I overstepped my bounds there a bit, but he's good.
Brandon, you never want to get in the middle of Alabama.
Touchdown, Packers! Eddie Lacy, 52 yards. And the Packers have taken the early lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Now a carry, it's C.J. Anderson. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Anderson was really terrific on Monday night in the win over Houston. 107 yards and a touchdown. And, of course, he and Booker, they're both in the backfield. He's trying to fend off Booker for more carries.
And I believe C.J. Anderson is rising to the challenge, because you're exactly right. People have been talking about Devontae Booker over the last 2 or 3 weeks about maybe getting more carries. Anderson showed us he still got it. And I liked a few of his runs where he's able to get to the 2nd and the 3rd level of the defense in that ball game.
It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position. For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And some room to maneuver. The 20, C.J. Anderson. And all the way home for a Broncos score. C.J. Anderson, 48 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. And he's got it up and through. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. It's a short kick taken near the 18. Here comes this Green Bay Packer offense again. It has so much made of the slow start they've had to the year. Yards per game, points per game, both the lowest in Aaron Rodgers' tenure as a starter, yet they're 4-2.
Yeah, at one point it was a compliment to have people criticizing them because the bar was so high. Now it's something they just want to shake off and start playing to their level.
Eddie Lacy, see you later. Touchdown, Packers. Eddie Lacy with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to give it away. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Here's the offense, and you got to talk about the guy that they nicknamed Bebe, Charles Demaryius Thomas.
You worry about him catching the ball, but you worry more about what he does after the catch. Big, strong, physical. He makes plays downfield.
Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasion, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it a big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
They come out here in the eye. They'll run here. This is James Starks. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Couple of Broncos there in on the tackle.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They run again with Starks. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
And they finally bring him down, but he reaches the 16. A big run there by Lacy. 42 yards. Looks like the defense It's in press coverage here.
Y'all see that now?
This is starts. And they get to him quickly here as he stops right around the 13. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Decent chunk of yardage.
Any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Eddie Lacy on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So a pause here for us as well. Time to pay some bills. Back to Denver right after this.
Here we go now. Watch it now, Barney.
A fake to Anderson. Now it's Lynch. Looking deep downfield. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position. Couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And now Lynch. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field. And that brings up 4th.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone.
And they'll indeed go for it with Lynch. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Nick Perry from his outside linebacker spot. He comes up to drop him for a loss of 10. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Now a 1st down carry. It's Lacy. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Eddie Lacy on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14.
Money boy, flex boy, what's going on, boy? Hey, boy.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And the kick goes outside the white lines. That's why the flag comes out.
Yes, and that was an error by the kicker, and it will give the offense great starting field position.
Before this game over, get Lacy. Get these money paid. Come on.
Got a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Throwing, Lynch. And this one complete to Virgil Green. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. 23 yards on the play. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Here we go. 3-19. Leopard.
Off the play fake. Here's Lynch. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
On second down, Anderson. Room here to run. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up.
Hurry up, here we go.
Lynch now throwing on 3rd. And able to find Green. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Fresh set of downs here.
No, y'all see these. I've been right there every time. I know he can take the ball.
Handoff comes to Anderson. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Really good, skillful, tough running throughout this contest. Picked up first down after first down. He's got to have a nickname, doesn't he? How about the human first down machine? I think that fits.
And I do no talk.
First and goal here from the 2. They'll run forward with Anderson. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, no, check, Patriot.
Now they'll empty out the backfield.
They don't mean nothing, dude.
Lynch on the keeper.
He still has
Take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Paxton Lynch in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. He whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. On the return, it's Niall Davis. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They start the drive on the ground with Lacy. And he's brought down. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Got a good game going on.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. On 2nd down, Lynch. Screen play, Anderson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Here we go now.
Lynch looking to throw on second. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked him.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end you put in the fullback spot, you know they're going to be tough to bring down. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And tough starting field position here. Shift together here from the D-line. This is Starks to start the drive. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. And they'll send the tight end in motion. And they're going to go soft on the corners. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They stay on the ground. This time it's Lacy. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Fighting through. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
My guy said he pitched the ball in the car with Washington. No matter how I pitch this ball, he just gonna fall. Let's see what I'm at. Maybe when the score plays, it's like a shift in his hand.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
Let's see what we got in this play. Good play, good money.
They do go for it. It's Rodgers.
Hey,
trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And he will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Hard to forget starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They come out here in the eye.
Check, Patriot.
So they'll try again with Anderson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. C.J. Anderson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. He's got it. This thing's turning a bit wild here. We're tied at 28. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting to run. They run it again with Lacy. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. One back is Lacy. And they'll give it to him here. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd down following the run.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
I know anytime you watch a team run the ball really well, there's some pinball effect, people bouncing off of each other. There's also some things of beauty in there when you see these nice, explosive, strong runs. And this guy, he knows how to carry the football really well and continually wants the football. Why? He knows the offensive line's going to give him great effort, and he gives great effort himself to finish off runs.
Couple of Broncos there in on the tackle. So 2nd and medium, 2nd and 5 now. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Rodgers now to throw. It's caught. Nelson. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And the Packers are in for the score.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
It's up and good, and they've jumped back ahead, 35-28. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Watch it now, Barney. Hurry up, over.
On 2nd down, here's Lynch. On the right side, caught by Green. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And they went big on 1st down, proves unfruitful.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
No. Check, Patriot. Let's go.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some.
Pass, but the D-line save is just a great play by them. They broke on the football, picked it off, and gave some momentum to their team.
Now Rodgers will handle Lacy. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
Hey, all we need is one stop. Hey, shout out to that boy. We was going head-to-head the whole game.
6 yards to go here on second down.
Yeah, one stop. You can get that one stop and win the game. You see, I got that one stop.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Throwing now is Rodgers. This is Cobb with a catch right side. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop it.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. How about the game that he has compiled here? So he has the 2 receiving touchdowns, and now that is his 3rd rushing touchdown. 3 plus 2, 5 total.
I'm telling you, you and your math can't beat you on that one.
Yeah.
You got it down. But how about the diversity of the day he's had? Just what you pointed out. 3 on the ground, 2 catching them. What a performance.
What a performance. If I get my numbers and colors down, it's going to be a real threat.
Just always remember, color between the lines.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And hauled in here by Jordan Norwood. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Throwing here, Lynch on first down. Lynch fighting. He fumbles. He lost the football. And does the big boy have the juice? And now look at this. Big gain, but a
Oh man, you two, y'all saw it, man. I was playing around at the end, but hey, it is what it is. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Hey, shout out to Lacy. The man had 5 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, and 2 receiving touchdowns. Man, y'all know what's going on. Oh my God, that was the best game I had in 2016 and Madden 17. Hey, don't forget,